Hello and welcome to another episode of Meemeow Makeovers. Today I'm going to be giving these three Meemeows a new design. They were originally from the Aphmau Friends Mystery Plushies set. I did an unboxing video not too long ago where I unboxed a full case of them. And then the lovely people at Band Toys very kindly sent me some doubles so I could use them for my makeovers. Thank you so much to Band Toys for making this video possible, and let's get straight into it. So my first makeover client of the day is going to be this cat. You can see she has some very cute pink bows and she has an overall color scheme of pink and black. I want to stay true to that color theme. I'm actually going to be inspired by that color theme because I want to turn her into a pink and black monarch butterfly. That means the most important thing in this makeover is going to be the wings, so I'm going to start there. So my first idea is to use these little plastic butterflies as the butterfly wings. Now I just got these from the dollar shop, and when I was looking at them in store, I really thought they were the perfect size, but when I look at them on the cat, maybe not so much. They're looking a little bit small. Part of me thinks it's cute, but the other part of me thinks that I want a monarch butterfly with really big wings. So next idea. The next idea involves this. What on earth is that? It's some kind of pink, sparkly, feathery Christmas decoration type thing, but I thought that the petals might make really good wings. I think they look really cute. However, they're kind of giving more dragonfly wing than butterfly wing. It might help if I try and do the monarch butterfly design on these wings. Maybe that'll look a bit better. I'm trying to be careful with this black glitter glue, but I feel like I'm just making it worse everything I do. I'm abandoning that one and I'm gonna try a new one. I'm gonna pull off the feather on this one. Maybe my design will look cleaner without it. I think that somehow looks even worse than the first try. Let's move on to the third idea. So the third idea involves black felt, some pink fabric paint, and this template which I printed out. I'm going to cut out all the little bits that are in the butterfly wing. I'm trying to do this very carefully, but it's not being that successful. It's really hard to do this with regular scissors. I should have had a Stanley knife or something, but I didn't. So I just kept going. Then I pinned it to the fabric to cut out the shape of the wing, and then I whipped out that pink fabric paint. As we already established, it was a rough cutting job, but I was mainly just using it as like a placeholder so I would know which spots to put the pink. And painting on this was honestly so much fun. I was having the most relaxing, peaceful time until I took off the stencil and saw this mess. And so now I'm just sort of adding paint around all the edges to try and make it look at least neat. And as I'm doing this, there is getting to be less and less black. Like the spaces between the pink bits are just getting smaller and smaller and you can't even see some of them, and some of the areas blended together. And I didn't really want that, so I decided to try again on my second butterfly wing. I was like, okay, this one can just be a practice run. I'll put this one to the side and I'll try and do a better job on this one. I did my original painting a lot smaller so I didn't go to the edge of the stencils, and then I went in and tried to clean it up. And somehow, I actually liked the first one better. But the thing was, I still didn't like the first one. So I actually did something that I wasn't expecting to do, which was just to try and paint on the pink patches myself. When I started painting it myself, I didn't even have the camera on because I thought it was destined to fail. But as I was doing it, I was like, why does this look good? Like, why does this look so much better than the ones I did the stencil from? I was still using the stencil heavily as a reference, but I was sort of paying more attention to what I was painting, and I was fitting the shapes inside each other. They were a bit rounder. The whole thing's a lot more soft than the original stencil. Now, obviously, they're sisters, not twins. I tried to make them as similar as possible, but there were a lot of big differences. Now I had to do quite a lot of layers to get them to be the level of vibrancy that I wanted them. So after about 100 layers, look at this beauty, magnificent, the best thing I've ever made. I can't believe I crafted them with my own paintbrush. If you compare the two pinks, you can see there must have been a lot of layers to get from that to that. And those layers were going to take a while to dry. So I put them to the side and started working on the other parts of the butterfly. I got out a bunch of pom-poms and pipe cleaners in different colors and started playing around with them to see what I would like best for my butterfly. In the end, I decided on pink pom-poms on black pipe cleaners. I gave them a bit of a trim because their shape was a bit bigger than I wanted. Then I cut out a little hole next to one ear, put the first one in, and when I was cutting the second hole, I accidentally made it way too big. And I was like, oh no, I've destroyed my cat. But I hadn't, because I had another idea. Now, unfortunately, this idea is going to involve me removing your bows. Don't worry though, because you're going to love love this way more than your bows. I'm just going to very carefully cut these off. I don't want to break them. I want to save them for a future makeover. Now, it has left a little bit of fabric there, but that is okay because we are bringing in this Day of the Dead cat. Now, as you can see, he has some flowers. He's going to donate his pink flowers to Miss Butterfly Cat here. And oh my gosh, is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? She looks so adorable, and it works perfectly because it can cover up that bit of fabric and also cover up the hole. So there's no longer a hole there. It's cute and it's functional. We love that. So now I've just got out some good old fabric glue and I'm just gonna secure that in place. And then we're gonna move on to the tail bow. Now, I like this bit. I like this around here. I'm gonna keep that on. I just wanna remove the bow. So once again, very carefully cutting off the bow, and I'm gonna save it for a future makeover. And now we can add the beautiful flower. The only trouble is that our flowers aren't matching at the moment because the original flower crown, it only had one flower middle. So I'm trying to figure out which is gonna be the best flower middle. I could do this, but then they're not gonna match. Or maybe I could add a pink sequin and then they'll kind of match. They're not identical, but I think it's close enough and as close as we're gonna get. Oh, doesn't she look gorgeous? There's only one thing left to do. Attach the wings. Originally, I was gonna put them on top like this, but seeing them from that front angle just looks stunning, so I have to go with this way. Which does mean if you look at the cat from the back, we are going to be able to see the wings from behind. Now, this pink you see here, that is paint that has leaked through the felt from the front. I could cover this up by painting a whole monarch design on the back, but that's going to take a long time, and I'm worried that if I don't get it exactly right, bits from the back might leak through to the front and ruin the front. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get some more black felt, and I'm going to use these wings as a stencil to cut out some more wings, and then I'll glue them together, which I think will help them stand up. I'm just gluing them on the side with hot glue. As you know, it wasn't my original intention, so I'm hoping they're going to stay up. They're looking pretty good, and I really like how they're flapping around here. That's cute. And now it is time for our final reveal. I'm in love with this design. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think this is the most stunning thing I've ever created in my entire life. The wings, the antennas, the flowers, it matches her so well. It looks like she was meant to be a butterfly. Normally, I don't love looking at my own creations, but this is going in a prime spot somewhere. This is going on display, and I'm now going to start a new hobby that is just painting monarch butterfly wings. I honestly just want to make these wings for every single Meemeow I have and every single Squishmallow, and I'm probably going to do that because it was so fun making them. But before I get to that, I have to tell you about the other two makeovers I did. So this is our next makeover client, and today we're not exactly giving her a makeover, more like a new item of clothing. You see, when I opened my original case of Meemeows, she was the second one I opened, and I opened about 5 in a row that were wearing these sparkly hoodies. And she was kind of sad. She was looking at all her friends like, why don't I get a sparkly hoodie? So today, we're gonna give her one. Ninja Cat, what are you doing here? He has a story. He has a sad, sad story. So this cat has been training his entire life to be the sneakiest ninja in the world. He learned how to sneak around corners and fit in very small spots, but there's something holding him back. Quite literally, the hoodie on his back. You see, when light shines in it, it gives him away. It's like a spotlight. It shows exactly where he is, and it just defeats all his ninja training. So he's had enough. He's tired. He wants to be rid of the sparkles. And so he was sad about this, and she was sad about not having a hoodie, and they met, and it was instant love. Now, this cat would have happily given the hoodie to her straight away. However, he physically cannot get it off. It is sewn into his skin. He cannot remove it without surgery. So he gave me his full consent. He said, do whatever you have to do to get all these sparkles off me. So I got out this little seam ripper and I made a little hole, and then I made a bigger hole, and the bigger the hole got, the more stuffing just started exploding out of the cat. I never imagined there would be this much stuffing inside this tiny cat. Can you just keep all your insides inside you, please? Anyway, I kept going, unpicking stitch by stitch along the side, and then I got to the arm. Had to unpick the arms too, and then I was just looking at this poor cat like, what have I done? What is this mess? I should have just made 2 more butterfly cats. However, I was way too far in to turn back now. So I looked at the disaster that was the cat, and I looked at all the hoodie pieces, and I thought, this hoodie looks easier to put back together than this cat. So I'm gonna do that first. Our friend here was looking a little bit concerned at the whole situation. I told her, don't worry, I think I can get the hoodie back together. I think she was a bit concerned about the cat though. Anyway, we're gonna forget about him for a bit. Let's focus on your makeover. So let's get out a sewing needle, let's get out some purple thread, and let's sew it back together. I was sewing for all of about 1 minute when I realized this is gonna take me like 7 hours. I'm just gonna hot glue gun this all. So we can say, welcome back to Mr. Hot Glue Gun. I felt like I was cheating because it was coming together so quickly. I often think of using hot glue as cheating, but it's really not. It's a valid crafting tool, and it made my life so much easier. Then, look at this! The jacket is all stuck back together. It does look a bit messy on this side. As you can see, there is a lot of glue spillage, a lot of glue stains that I did not intend to be there. We're gonna fix up those later, but first, after all the gluing I did, I need to see, will this actually fit on this cat? Was our ninja cat sacrifice worth it? Please fit. Please fit. Oh, thank goodness. Looks a little bit tight, but that's okay. She's got it on, and that's the main thing. She loves it. She's so happy. Now I just need to find a way to fix up all these glue stains. Now, I've got a variety of sequins I could use. I'm thinking it would be nice to use either hearts or stars to match her original design that is kind of now covered by the hoodie. These purple stars are gorgeous, but they kind of just blend into the hoodie. I think these silver hearts would be good. Oh, I don't know. It would look so much better if I could do pink hearts. I feel like the whole design would just be so much more cohesive, but I don't have pink hearts. So I'm going to paint these silver hearts pink. I've got this random pink paint. I poured it out on a piece of paper instead of using a paint palette because I'm lazy and I couldn't be bothered finding one. I accidentally poured out way too much paint and way too many hearts, but I just went for it. And I was just having a great time. You know, sometimes I think I must have been a painter in another life because something about covering things in paint is just really satisfying for my soul. Anyway, it took a while to paint all those, and then I had to wait a while for them to dry. But when they were dry, I could finally start placing them on the hoodie. So I definitely need to put some down here where the glue stains are along this band, but I think that'll be cute actually because they can kind of add like a line of hearts around the band. I also need to do the same thing for the hoodie. Can't decide whether to put some on the arms. Wait, I forgot that I had little hearts. Let's just put some little hearts all over the arms. Oh my gosh, they look so cute. I might also put some little ones on the front of the hood. Oh my gosh, looking adorable. And now it is time for the big reveal. This is how she's looking. She just loves it. She feels so stylish. She feels so cool. The only problem in her life now is that her lover is in pieces in a box. I was pretty worried looking at him. I was like, there's no way. I've destroyed him. I can't get him back together. And then I saw a Meemeow that could help us. Somebody who knows a lot about being stitched back together. It's Frankenstein cat. So this was a double I got from the Halloween Meemeows set, and Frankenstein is kind of like the hoodie cats in that he wears a little outfit, but unlike the cats in hoodies, his outfit isn't sewn into him, it's just on top of him. So I can just go around and cut off this layer without destroying the cat, because that's something I'm not doing again. So I'm just going to cut all around, being very careful not to cut the cat, and take this whole back piece off so I can use it as the new back piece of the cat. And the best thing is, it's already cut into shape. It's got the neckline, it's got the arm lines. Surely this is our key to getting him back together. If you thought I was actually going to sew him back together, no. We got out hot glue gun again. He's got a big job ahead of him, and it was a hard job. So we're starting to glue on the neck edge and just gluing that onto the head. There is glue going everywhere. It's looking so messy, but at this point, I do not care. Glue on a cat, I can deal with. Not having a cat, that's a lot more concerning. I glued back the little arms into the little arm spots, and unfortunately, I accidentally glued on one backwards. The paws are meant to go forward, and this one goes back, but I'm just going to say it's because he's a ninja and he's being extra sneaky. See, like this will be like him crawling. That was intentional. I wanted to give him a new ninja pose. I keep adding his stuffing back in him, but then the stuffing gets stuck on the glue gun and it's this big whole mess. So then I'm taking out stuffing, but then he doesn't have enough stuffing to be a full cat. So I had to go bit by bit, and I thought I was doing an okay job until I got to the very end and I was like, oh my gosh. This is the messiest thing I've ever done. Look at the back. But then I'm realizing I have a cat again. He's a cat. He's a cat plushie. He's fully in cat form. I actually just put him back together. here. Look at him. Your love is saved. And now, we still have a whole makeover to do. Now, I thought I had the best idea ever for this design. I'm gonna do like a patchwork design because then, one, I can use patches to cover up all the glue, and two, it matches the little Frankenstein jacket he's wearing. So I got out some dark colors and started to cut out like the most random little patches. Once I covered up all the glue, I was like, oh my gosh, I can make like a really cool collage. This is gonna be the coolest collage. It's gonna look like so artsy and cool. But then the more patches I stuck on, the worse it looked. And because I'd stuck them on with hot glue, I couldn't take them off. And I was just sticking more, hoping that it would start to look better, but it kept looking worse. And then I had a big crisis. I was like, oh my gosh, I got this cat back together, but I can't give him a good makeover. This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. This is the ugliest thing I've ever made. Don't look at it. Stop looking at it. It's awful. I can't. I really thought that might be the end of the line for our ninja cat here, but then I was like, wait a second. Why am I not giving this ninja cat a ninja makeover? And so I got out my trusty crochet hook and some yarn and started to make him a ninja outfit. It was the perfect idea because for a ninja outfit, he needed to be completely covered up. And you know what else needed to be covered up? This mess. So I was using this yarn, which it kind of looks black in the footage here. However, it's a dark blue. And I was just making this up as I went along. I was following no pattern. I was just measuring my crocheting to the cat. I made sure to leave little holes for the arms. And let me tell you, as I was working down the rows, it was so satisfying to see all that ugly felt being covered up. I got a bit too into it and made it way too long for him, so we had to undo it. Because one, I had to leave little holes for his back legs. He's got to be able to sneak around in this. And two, I wanted to mold it to the back of his cat body. So I did that, leaving this lovely hole for his tail. And then I took a good look at him in his ninja suit. He was looking pretty ninja-y, I thought. But I knew that he definitely needed some extra things, like some accessories or something before the makeover could be finished. So I was like, what do I do now? What do I do now to make him look cool? And I was looking at ninja outfits and I was like, okay, I can make him a little belt. And then I got to work on what I thought was going to be a belt. I was crocheting this for a while with some purple yarn, thinking it'll be a cute little belt. And then I decided, maybe it could be like an X around his back. And then I wanted to make him a little matching headband. I thought about doing it in a different color so it would stand out, but I remembered the ninja is trying to be sneaky. He wants to blend in as much as possible. So I used the same color to make this little headband for him. I think that headband is probably the best part of the whole thing. It's so cute. And then the final thing I did was make a tiny little sword. I just got some grey felt and some black felt, cut out two shapes, glued them together and said, here's your sword. Now, looking at him here, I'm actually pretty happy with how he turned out, all things considered. We certainly went through a lot to get here. For me, the main thing was just that I put him back together. So, I think I can call it a successful makeover. I think I can call all of these successful makeovers. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the Meemeow makeovers today. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. Huge thank you to the people at Banter Toys for sending me these Meemeows. If you want to get your own Meemeows as their original designs, or you want to decorate your own Meemeows, they're available at Kmart, at Big W, at Target, and loads of other independent toy stores. Well, that is all for today. I'll see you again soon. Bye!